What's poppin', my dudes? Welcome to, once again, another video where coins are our worst enemies. You see, those pesky coins are located everywhere in my Mario games and I'm sick of it, which is why I play my games while avoiding them all. The first video in this coinless series I did was on Super Mario 3D World, and I suggest you watch that one first because today's video is a sequel to my first one. You see, after you defeat Bowser in that game, you unlock this wonderful rocket spaceship which leads you to special secret worlds. Now, what we'll do today is play all of those levels individually to see if they're possible to complete without collecting a single coins. The rules are simple. You see that coin counter over there? We'll want to keep this at 0. We don't want any coins at all in here. And as a quick refresher, here's a couple of annoying mechanics in Super Mario 3D World that are working against us in this quest. First off, jumping on an enemy is a no-go because you automatically collect the coin it drops, even if you're super far away from it, it doesn't matter. The same can be said with catsuit attacks. In fact, the only mean of killing an enemy in this game without collecting a coin is via a projectile attack, you know, like the fireballs, the boomerangs, and other stuffs that kill those enemies at a distance. Also, when you grab the flagpole at the end of every level, you'll want to make sure that all enemies are dead around you, because if you don't, they turn into coins that you automatically collect, and we don't want that. In Super Mario 3D World, if you unintentionally collect a coin, you cannot just back out to the main menu or lose a life, as you'll keep all of the coins you already collected. The only mean of fixing that mistake is to exit out to the Wii U menu and then launch the game and start over. It's long, it's boring, it's tedious, and for you it's good because it's not gonna show up in the video, so hooray, you won't have to suffer like I did. Now that everything has been explained, it's time to start the quest. Here we go. World Star is our first stop, and look how beautiful it is. But we don't have time for that as we have to visit World Star-1. This brightly colored world is one tricky level to begin this quest with. There's a lot of those rotating cylinders that have coins on one side and enemies on the other one, meaning that you'll have to use the catsuit to climb on the wall and avoid everything. The second part of the level is pretty easy as you'll have to move left and right to dodge coins and enemies as plenty, but the path is so wide that this is not a challenge at all. This last part will be quite a problem though. You see, you're supposed to dodge those two skipsqueak. Yeah, that's their official name. Then you have to grab on the balancing pole only to land over there where there's a lot of coins and you're supposed to dodge them all. You can't just grab on the pole and take your time, as going back automatically kills one of the skipsqueak and awards you a shameful coin. Eventually, after an hour of trying over and over again, I managed to do it by using my catsuit to avoid the rotating cylinders altogether, and whoa, this level is done. World Star-2 is home of the rotating platforms, and the main difficulty comes from the fact that sometimes one side of the platform has a coin and the other doesn't, so you'll have to time your jumps correctly. The only difficult part in this level is over here because the platforms spin but the coins don't, so you'll have to be very careful, but once that is done, the rest of the level is a piece of cake. World Star-3 forces you to run on those cylinders to make them spin, and where the heck did this coin come from? Can someone explain what happened there? I'm watching the footage and it just doesn't make any sense. Anyways, if you have a catsuit, you can skip most of the level and avoid those annoying flying beetles that want you dead at all cost. World Star-4 is a funny level where you must run after the flagpole that is trying to run away from you. Catching up to it isn't that difficult, but remember the rules. If there's an enemy on the screen while you grab the flagpole, it turns into a coin, which will mean that you must catch it at a time and place where there's no one around. Even invisible enemies count, yay! Eventually, I grabbed it in a place with no enemies and this level is done. World Star-5 is up, and it's a level based off Super Mario 3D Land. Yeah, I used to love that game. That was before I attempted to beat it without a coin. Anyways, the first part in this level can be skipped by climbing on top of those giant blocks, but for the second part you must grab 5 key tokens to open up the box, and this can be done without collecting any coin very easily. The level is done, and now let's move on to World Star-6, which is a very creative and original world where the camera is in a top-down perspective, you know, like an old-school Legend of Zelda game. Basically, this level scrolls slowly, and if you take your time and dodge the enemies and other hazards, you'll be all good. The only really annoying part is over here, where there's a bajillion of those bees enemies that run at you at a fast pace, and you can't really defend yourself, as jumping on them gives you coin, and that boomerang power-up might accidentally pick up a lonely coin when coming back to you. I eventually just gave up and took damage to reach the end of the level. Hey, it was the safe way of doing it. World Star-7 is quite easy, as most of the hazards can be dodged without any major difficulty. I have to warn you to make sure to have a fire flower ready for the flagpole, because there's a Goomba tower right next to it. If you want an easy spot to grab a fire flower, I recommend playing World 1-2, that is your best friend for that. World 1-1 is also pretty dope for an easy cat suit. Keep that in mind and let's move on. World Star-8 is next, and it's a ghost house level without a ghost house. It's actually very creative. The first part of the level requires you to find some key tokens, which isn't a big deal. The second part has a couple of coins you'll need to dodge, but sadly doing that is quite pointless, as there are those peepas that are dancing around the flagpole. There are two things that can kill peepas in Mario 3D World, a star or a light box. And sadly, none of those options are available to us in here. This level cannot be completed without being given disgusting coins when grabbing the flagpole. Hopefully, World Star-9 will make us happy once again by being possible. This level is full of cannons and those moving platforms that you control by standing on the arrows. It's a very tricky level, but it's not because of the coins, it's just a difficult level, period. Thankfully, this level can be completed without collecting a single coin, and World Star is now done. Let's hop in that rocket and fly up to World Mushroom. World Mushroom-1 is actually a night remake of World 2-4, except in this one, every rolling hills are rolling super fast. Your worst enemy here is time. You barely have enough time to finish the level, so you'll have to collect those clocks, and some of them are placed directly next to coins, which prevent you from grabbing them. Make sure you have a cat suit to be able to dodge those coins over there, and if you're fast enough, this level will be done in no time. World Mushroom-2 is actually a super easy level, where all you have to do is to grab 5 key tokens, and that's it. The problem? Invisible coin blocks. Yeah, they're everywhere. Like, I get that this level is supposed to be easy peasy, but I kept hitting invisible blocks over and over and over again. Once you play the level enough, you'll start to actually remember where those invisible blocks are, and then this level will be done. World Mushroom-3 is home of light boxes, boos, and grids you can climb on. Basically, my strategy here was to not take a light box at all and just use my catsuit to climb above and skip most of the level. This level is super short and isn't really difficult. World Mushroom-4 is a 2D level which limits your movement options. You basically need to make your way over here and then defeat all of the Goombas in this humongous tower. I suggest that you get a fire flower to defeat them, as the boomerang the game gives you can come back and grab coins by accident. Use the fire flower and you'll be done in no time. World Mushroom-5 will be quite the aiming challenge, as you'll need to defeat a lot of enemies with your fire flower to actually proceed in the game. You'll have to use the Wii U gamepad touch controls to open those doors and smash those gongs to proceed, but make sure you don't tap a coin by accident, or else you'll have to reset the whole game. The rest of the level requires you to climb up this tower using the cloud platforms, and this level is done. World Mushroom-6 is another ghost house level, and we know these levels contain undefeatable enemies. Hopefully, we will not see any of those unkillable enemies. Uh-oh. This is a Noctumba. and this enemy cannot be killed easily. You can't use the catsuit, you can't jump on it, you can't use a fireball, you can't use a boomerang. No, the only way to kill these guys is using a ground pound attack, which will automatically give out a coin. Or you can also use a giant mushroom, which once again will give you a coin, so who cares. These enemies are stationary, so we can't just bring them out of the screen to try to grab the flagpole without them being near it. Sadly, this level is also impossible to complete without collecting a coin, once again because of unkillable enemies near the flagpole. World Mushroom 7 is next, and this one is actually a level that doesn't contain that many coins in plain sight. Just complete the level like you normally would and make sure not to hit any of those question mark blocks, which may contain some coins, and this level will be done. On that note, World Mushroom is a thing of the past, so let's cross that very tiny bridge to reach out World Flower. World Flower 1 is actually a pretty easy level, which requires you to turn those blue switches into yellow ones by walking over them. Have a fire flower ready and defeat all the enemies that stand in your path and you'll be good. The ending cannon requires you to dodge the coin rings, but once that is done, this level will be a thing of the past. World Flower 2 is next, and the level isn't actually very difficult. Those 4 coins at the beginning can be avoided by swimming above them super fast. There ain't a lot of coins for the rest of the level, so you'll be able to reach the box over here. But sadly, as you can see, when you exit the box, you get thrown into a coin. Oopsie! This kind of thing happened in my Super Mario 3D Land coinless run after defeating the bosses. I had to use the Tanuki glide to dodge those clocks back then. So I went back and got myself a Tanuki suit to try that strategy in Super Mario 3D World. But sadly the game doesn't give you control of Mario until you land on the floor. So there's actually no way of dodging that little pesky annoying coin. Wow, this isn't cool. Come on, Nintendo. Why would you put a coin over there? That's just plain evil. World Flower 3 is next on the list, and basically you cannot see anything in that level as it's dark everywhere. Make sure to have a fire flower to defeat the piranha plants to enter the pipes. Watch out for the 3 coins they drop when killed. The second part requires you to jump from platform to platform, and the Tanuki suit is actually pretty useful over here. Just make sure you don't waste any second on those rotating wooden platforms as they are full of deadly ninja coins. Make sure to keep a fire flower to kill the plants at the end of the level and you'll be good to go. World Flower 4 is a time-based challenge. You have 30 seconds to finish the level, which isn't enough at all, so make sure to grab those clocks on the way. To proceed in most of the section in this level, you have to defeat those fire bros, so keep a fire flower suit ready at all time. Those 2 coins near the pipe here spelled trouble, but luckily, if you approach the pipe from the top or the bottom, you'll be able to enter it without touching the coins. Nice! There's a fire bro near the flagpole, so you'll have to dodge those coins going up the staircase to use a fire flower to defeat it, and this level is now done. World Flower 5 is actually named Sprawling Savannah Rabbit Run, and the last time I went inside a level named Sprawling Savannah, I didn't have a good time. I'll get you one day, you ants. This version of the level is actually very easy, as all you gotta do is to run to the end of it. The only difficulty is the fact that you'll need a catsuit for this part here, as taking the clear pipe is out of the question because you cannot dodge all those coin rings. Climb on the clear pipe from the outside and then enter that one, kill those 2 enemies, and this level is done. World Flower 6 is up, and it's a ghost house. Uh-oh. I mean, ghost house were kinda tricky for this run. Hopefully this one will be okay. There's just a couple of ninja coins that you can't see on your first playthrough, but as you play and reset, you'll eventually remember where all of those bad pesky coins appear, and you'll be able to clear the level in no time. Finally, a ghost house we can complete. World Flower 7 is up, and it's a really easy one. For once, basically you'll want to swim from the beginning to the end of the level while dodging a couple of coins here and there, but nothing dangerous. The only part that could have spelled trouble is this part with the golden coin rings, but just stand to the left of it and you'll be all good. World Flower-8 doesn't contain a lot of coins, beside those in the background there, but they're no threat. Get to the end of the level like you normally would, and this level is a thing of the past. World Flower-9 is super easy. Basically, grab any projectile weapon like the cannonball or a fire flower, and then destroy those Goomba towers, and then you'll clear the level easily. World Flower-10 is really similar to the one we did previously. Basically, it's a top-down shooter, where you won't want to shoot the enemies as they drop those deadly coins we're trying to avoid. Watch out for a couple of platforms containing ninja coins, and this level will be easily finished. World Flower-11 doesn't contain that many coins, it mostly contains spikes. Lots of spikes. As you can see, most of the coins here require you to go out of your way to actually pick them up, so if you stay focused and keep walking on the main path, you'll be all good. World Flower-12 is the boss blitz where you'll have to defeat 5 bosses without any breaks in between. We have fought most of those battles when we were trying the quest in the first part of the video, so I won't spend too much time in here. Basically, when you defeat an enemy, stay far away from the coins they drop and you'll beat this level in no time. Now that this is done, get to that spaceship and we will make our way to World Crown. Champion Road is next, and if you ever played this game before, you know this is one tough challenge to defeat. The first part of the level only contains those coins over here, but you can easily jump from down here to dodge them. This second part doesn't contain any coins, so play it like you normally would and you'll be all good. This part here is very difficult because you need to have the timing right, but once again there are no coins in here. 20 minutes later, once I finally reached the next part, I realized that to proceed you must defeat those 3 Magikoopas using a fire flower. But I didn't have any. Why didn't I remember that before? Make sure to have one in stock, defeat those Magikoopas, dodge their evil coins, and you'll be able to move on to the next part. This next section doesn't contain any dangerous coins, so we can move on to the next one. Thankfully, this next part doesn't contain any coins, so grab the 5 tokens and there you go. This is the thank you clear pipe we've all been waiting for. Watch out because this final part contains tons of coins, so make sure to dodge them all. You wouldn't want to grab one after everything we've done so far. The special worlds in Super Mario 3D World are now complete. Is it possible to beat the secret levels in Super Mario 3D World without collecting a single coin? Sadly no, because of the 4 coins you get from those Pika in Star-8, that coin you get from this unkillable enemy in Mushroom-6, and that single coin you get in Flower-2. This gives us a minimum of 6 coins to complete all of those secret levels, which isn't perfect, but it isn't that bad. Thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. I hope you had a blast watching it. Make sure to give me a like, as those videos are actually quite time consuming and challenging to create. Subscribe to the channel if you want more, and make sure to tap the cards on screen right now to watch even more of those crazy challenges. I'll see you in the next one.